Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, this is no good. That left light isn't on, and it's only about a year old. But it might make an interesting video because I'm really not sure what it can be after about a year. It's only about a year old. We'll see what's up with it. Right, better head in as well because they've got more rain on the way. You can possibly hear the storm. So here is the light on the smaller work table, and you can see how small that little solar panel is. I mean, it really is a tiny thing. But yeah, only about a year old and yet not working. There is something going on here. I've got no idea what that is. But we'll get it apart and see what's going on. Hang on a second. Oh, there. I see. Through the bottom. Right. Okay, so that's the main section. And there we are with the sort of module of it. The screws are out. Okay. That comes off like that. There's the bulb part. Right, so oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I think there's 4 wires, but there's no, it's all rusted. It's look. Let me just check I've got this in focus. What on earth is going on there? That is awful, and I can't even see where things connect. I'll try and get a better picture. Right, this is a bit better. Now you can see all the rusting and the strange reactions that have taken place of chemicals in the air or whatever, something in the rain maybe. So that's the board, and then inside there's multiple wires. There's red and black, I'm presuming from the solar cell, I shall find out shortly, and then a couple of green wires which I could only imagine could be from a photo cell of some type, but quite why I don't know. Has an NIMH battery on it. I think the only way forward for this has got to be to test the solar cell, make sure it's still working, replace the circuit, and then probably reuse the little button type cell there, the 1.2 volt NIMH. I think that's the way forward, but I am absolutely shocked at the condition after just 1 year. And before I start desoldering, you can see how the little pad there for the battery has actually come away as well. Everything's falling apart on the circuit. This is amazing, really. I've just been desoldering the components and I've realised what the 2 green wires are in there. It's the on-off switch that's on it. So that's what those go to. Right, so I've got the bits apart, and the next thing is I'll test that solar panel, make sure it's still working. And the answer to that is yes. You can see it drop down nearer to the table and increases as I come away. So yes, the panel seems to be fine. Here is the replacement circuit. I'll have to take the LED off it, but it's about the same size as the other one, so that's good. As to the connections of these LEDs, I don't know yet. So I've got a CR2032 3 volt coin cell, and I shall put that across these contacts. Give me a second. Oh, yep, got it the first way. So, alright, so well, we do know that the lights work too. So that's going to be the plus on this side and the minus on that. So next thing I'll do is I'll take the LED off here and put those lights in. Good, that's the lights in. One of the legs was a bit challenging because there's rust on it, of course there was. And so the next thing to do is to put this battery on. I'll solder that onto the circuit, which itself has got 0.260 on it, so it's not completely flat. There we go, a couple of flying leads, sorted that out. And the next thing is the solar cell, connect that up. There we go, and hopefully all done. I say hopefully because that black wire on the top left for the solar cell was actually difficult to solder to. It had gone black on the insides. I think that's a kind of oxidation, I'm not sure. If you do know, please do tell me. But that's now actually soldered back on, and yeah, ready for a test. So what I'll do is test it like this, and if it works, I'll be able to put the thing together. I'll give this a bit of a clean up, especially whatever's going on that bulb thing. Right, I brought it outside and after about 20 minutes 1.132, 135, it is climbing, so that's great. And it's not exactly sunny today, so yeah, wonderful. I think I can put this back together and we'll see if it switches on tonight.
No.
And the answer was no. It was just barely a flicker, very, very low indeed. And that made me think, because if you call back to the LED Skittles, I ended up replacing an inductor with 1000 UH, and that was able to then drive 3 LEDs. So these aren't super efficient LEDs or anything, they must be just regular ones. But we do know that the old circuit had this inductor on. So I'm going to swap that onto this circuit and try again. It turns out that that is 11 microhenries and the other one is 220, red, red, brown. And there we go, I've replaced the inductor. So perhaps now it'll work. We'll find out. Oh, there we go. Here we are with a quick and immediate test. There we are, I see the lights are on. All I did was put it against this bulb for a few seconds. So yeah, now I can tidy this up. I'll move that battery to be more compact onto the circuit. I will clean this up and then put it back together and we can now try it tonight. Well, here's another complication. I washed that globe thing out and then put it outside on the back porch to dry, and as you can tell the wind's getting up, so it went flying off here and it's gone somewhere. I've looked under the porch and everything and it's gone, but I found out that a regular water bottle, the top will actually screw on to the assembly, so hopefully, I'm really hoping tonight you get to see the light on with this as the cover instead. Well, I best do this now because we've got storms on the way again, but against all the odds, there it is in its modified self, back on the wall, and there's the other one. So just to show, here is this one, put my fingers over the top there, yep, there we are, light comes on, and this one, put my fingers over the top, and there we are, the lights are on. So it is fixed. Well, in fact it stayed on there, so it must be nearly ready to come on usual time anyway. So there we are, it is fixed. It might look a bit weird, but it works. Okay, thanks very much for watching.